Human Rights in Islam provides a general guidance for the Organisation of Islamic Cooperation or the OIC member states in the fields of human rights. However, this declaration has been criticized for being inconsistent with the modern human rights enumerated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights or the UDHR. Therefore, in this video, I'll be observing the extent of the inconsistency between this human rights position based on the Cairo Declaration and the UDHR. Firstly, the most important human rights that an individual should get upon their existence is the right to life. In Islam, the Quran said in Surah Al-An'am verse 151, "Do not kill a soul which Allah has made sacred, except through the due process of law." Similarly, in Article 2 of the Cairo Declaration, it provides that life is a God-given gift and it guarantees the right to life of every human being. Thus, any form of taking one's life is prohibited by the provision without any Sharia prescribed reason. On the other hand, the UDHR in Article 3 provides everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of a person. This means to protect one's life to not be deliberately taken away by taking reasonable steps to protect their life. However, if we look at the wording of Article 3 in UDHR, we can see that the right to life given in that article is not a guarantee or a protection against death. In another word, an element of choice can be implied in the right to life as it is not an obligation to live. Hence, one might have the right to refuse treatment, and suicide such as euthanasia can be made legal at certain rate. In contrast, it is clear in the wording of Article 2 of the Cairo Declaration that life can never be taken away, and Islam never permits suicide in the first place, as the right to take one's life only belongs to the God. Second is the right to equal treatment. Generally, Islam established equality for the entire human as exemplified in Surah Al-Hujurat verse 13. Here, all humans are same in the eyes of God, and what differs is their level of taqwa. Consequently, Article 6 of the Cairo Declaration provides woman is equal to man in human dignity and has right to enjoy as well as duties to perform. Similarly, Article 2 of UDHR enshrined on the innate of freedom and equality. However, unlike UDHR, Islam does not recognize absolute equality between man and woman, as they were created with different nature. While gender equality in the modern universal human rights, men and women get the same rights, opportunities, and obligation in all spheres of life. The next is the right to justice. Basically, both Islamic and modern universal perspective agrees on this point. However, right to justice as provided in the Cairo Declaration put an individual's right to just treatment as a human being first before his right to legal justice. But UDHR put justice in the legal aspect as an important instrument of justice. And last but not least is the human right to freedom of belief. Similarly, Article 18 in the UDHR and therefore Article 10 of the Cairo Declaration completely rejected the use of force in matters of belief. However, freedom of religion in the Cairo Declaration, conversion from Islam to other religion or apostasy is totally prohibited. In certain Muslim countries such as Afghanistan, apostasy is even considered as capital offense punishable by death. Unlike the Cairo Declaration, the UDHR give every individual the right to freedom of religion, including freedom to change his religion or belief. Finally, it can be concluded in both of these declarations, they are pros and cons. Therefore, one has the right to criticize the Cairo Declaration for being inconsistent with the modern universal of human rights enumerated in the UDHR and vice versa.